රයිට් ඔන්න අපි තව වීඩියෝ එකක් පටන් ගන්න යන මෙතෙන් දලා අපි අලියන් ඉනු බල්ලි ඉවරයි. දැන් අපි ප්ලෑන් කරන් ඉන්නවා මියුසියම් එකක් තියෙනවා බතුමි වල මියුසියම් එකට යන්න. ඉතින් ඔබට මේ ලස්සන පේන දර්ශන දෙනවා පිටිපස්සේ. මේ පැත්තෙන් ලස්සන ගස් ටිකක් තියෙනවා. මේ බලන්න. රයිට් චුට්ටක් අපි දැන් මේ ස්ට්‍රීට් එක දිගේ ඇවිදගෙන ගිහිල්ලා අතර මේ අපි ඉන්න ඒරියා එකේ මේ දවස්වල ගොඩාක් ඇක්ටිවිටිස් නෑ. මොකද සීතල හින්දාත් වෙන්නයි සමහර සමර් එකට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් මෙහි ඇක්ටිවිටිස් ඇති. නමුත් අපි ආපු කාලය සහ දවස ගොඩක් ඇක්ටිවිටිස් අඩුයි. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා අපි යනවා චුට්ටක් ඇවිදගෙන මෙන්න මේ පැත්තට. මේ පැත්ත ලස්සන බලන මිනිස්සු ඇවිදිනවා.
විදේශගත ඔබට මරුවට වෙතින් සුබ ආරංචියක්. ලංකාවේ සිටින ඔබගේ ආදරණීයන් පුදුම කරවමින් සතුටු කරන්න. උපන්දිනයට වෙඩින් ඇනිවර්සරි එකට වැලන්ටයින් එකට ලංකාවේ සිටින ඔබගේ ආදරණීයන්ට ගිෆ්ට් එකක් යවලා සර්ප්‍රයිස් කරන්න ඔයත් කැමතිද? ඒ වගේම ගෙදරට අවශ්‍ය ග්‍රොසරීස් පැකේජ් 4ක්ම එකම තැනින්. මිනි ග්‍රොසරි පැක් අයිටම් 20යි, සුපර් ග්‍රොසරි පැක් අයිටම් 26යි, ලක්ෂරි ග්‍රොසරි පැක් අයිටම් 34යි, ඩබල් ග්‍රොසරි පැක් අයිටම් 46යි. අදම යන්න අපගේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකට www.maruwata.com. නැත්නම් අපිට කතා කරන්න 073 12 63 02.
මේ බාන්න ලස්සනට මේව කරලා තිනවා මේ. මේ පැත්තේ. අර ලස්සනයි නේ වාඩි වෙලා ඉන්න අතන. නිදහස දැන් මේ දවස්වල මේ සීතල නිසා කවුරු නැත්තේ. මේ දිගට මේක මම හිතන්නේ බොලිවර් පාක් එක වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඇක්ටිවිටිස් ගොඩක් අඩුයි. සමහරවිට තමයි ගොඩක්. අපි චුට්ටක් මේක දිගේ එහාට ඇවිදින ගිහිල්ලා ටැක්සි එකක් අරගෙන යමු අපි මේ මියුසියම් එක බලන්න. අපි අර හරියට ගිහලා ගමු ටැක්සි එක. අපි මෙතන තමයි හොයාගෙන ආපු තැන. මේක නිකන් ට්‍රැඩිෂනල් විලේජ් එකක් වගේ. මේ බලන්න මේකෙන්ම තේරෙනවා. නේ. දැන් අපි යන්න ඕන හොයාගෙන ගේට් එක කොතන තියෙන්නේ කියලා මම හිතන්නේ එහා පැත්ත වගේ ඇත්තේ. අපි යන් ටිකට් ගන්න තැනට. Georgian village. නෑ නේ හොයා ගන්න තැන ටිකට්. Boss? How much ticket?
15 lari.
For one person?
Yes.
Okay, 2 person. We think close.
No.
Because we cannot find the gate. Huh? Okay. So how can I start from here? I include. Okay. Hello.
Hello. I will do that.
Okay.
So we can start from
Okay. right අපේ ටිකට් එකට ලැරි 15ක් වුණා එක්කෙනෙකුට. ඒ කියන්නේ දෙකයි. ඒ නිසා අපිට ඒක ටුවර් ගයිඩ් කෙනෙකුත් හම්බ වෙනවා. එයා එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරා අපි පොඩක් ඒක අහගෙන ඉමු. Yes ma'am.
Okay.
So before we start, I will tell you short information about
Okay.
this place. This is the first private museum in Georgia, and everything here is made by one person.
Okay.
His name is Kemal Turmanidze, and you will meet him when we finish our excursion. He's here. And this is Ethnographic museum about Georgian people's culture, traditions, lifestyle. So you will see here how Georgian people lived in the previous times, in 19th, 20th century.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about this part? We have here just small models of shrines which are located in Batumi.
Okay.
The first one, it's a synagogue, as you see. It's in the city center. There are written addresses also on it if you're interested. The next one is a Christian Orthodox church.
Okay.
So there is another Orthodox church as well. So that's Armenian church.
This is Armenian, right?
Yeah, this is Armenian.
Okay.
So here's mosque as well, as you see. Yeah, and the last one is a Catholic church.
Catholic.
Yes.
Okay.
Most modern with, as you see. So Batumi is very tolerant city, and that really shows that people of different religions live here together. But most population of Georgia are Christian Orthodox,
Christian.
more than 80% about.
Okay.
The majority are Orthodox.
එයා කියන්නේ ගොඩක් අයට ජෝර්ජියාවල වැඩි මෙජොරිටි එකෙන් ක්‍රිස්ටියන්, ඒ කියන්නේ ඕර්තොඩොක්ස් ක්‍රිස්ටියන්. සමහර වෙලාවට මේ අනිත් රිලිජන් අයත් ඉන්නවා.
Yeah, so these are Georgian traditional clothes from
Okay.
different parts of our country, and now we use all of them for Georgian dances, for traditional dance. For
Okay.
example, this one is called choha. This is for men, and it was a warrior's clothes at the same time. And maybe, do you know what are these small things in their pocket? How do you think?
Yes.
Maybe you have any ideas?
It look like a bullets.
You're right. It's a gunpowder.
Yes.
It was real, of course, in the times, but today they symbolize warrior soul of Georgian people.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, we
But
have the-
actually they use the bullets item or something.
It was a bullet. Inside there was a
Okay.
gunpowder.
Oh, gunpowder,
Yeah, and they
okay.
use it for the gun. Yes.
Okay, right, correct.
Then we have the huge coat that's for the shepherds in the mountains, because as you know they're so cold. We have a
Yeah.
big snow there. It's made from sheep wool, as you see. Yeah, and sometimes they even sleep in this even now. So it is used as a coat and as a sleeping bag at the same time. Yeah. So on the mannequins there you see Ajorian forms, the local ones. That's for Ajorian dance, which is called Gana Gana. So here is showed, for example, painting
great.
of this dance. So here is map of Georgia,
Okay.
and Georgia is divided into different regions. Now we are in Ajara. As you know, the name of this region is Ajara. So we are now here, and Batumi is right here. So Batumi is like capital city of Ajara.
Okay.
Yeah, but the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi, as you know, it's right here.
Yes.
It's east of Georgia. Yeah, but every region of Georgia is very different from each other. For example, they have their own clothes.
This means the different culture or?
Not culture, but so they have their own clothes, their own dance, folk
okay,
music, food, dialect, and so on.
Yeah, similar to
they're-
culture, right?
Yeah, this difference, culture. Yeah. So in general, of course, we are all Georgians. We are all same, but this difference is because of their locations, because of different climate. Because
yes.
in the east of Georgia we have dry climate.
Yeah.
So here we have humidity. That's why clothes is different.
Okay.
Yeah, because of different influences. For example, Ajara was part of Ottoman Empire for 300 years, so you can see the influence of it here. So that's why they are so different. But of course, we are all Georgians, and in general, we are all same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you know, we have 4 neighbor countries. So near Ajara, we have border with Turkey.
Turkey and
So here is Turkey, then here is Armenia,
Armenia,
then Azerbaijan, and Russia.
Russia,
Yeah,
okay.
and on this side we have the Black Sea, as you know.
This all region, right?
Yeah, sorry?
This traditional?
Yeah, these are the old regions with
Ah,
Georgia.
okay. Wow.
Yeah, so now here's a rich Ijorian family. So you see here how they lived in the end of 19th century and beginning of 20th century. And let's see the members of this family, what they were doing in the times. Let's start from the girl. She is a daughter-in-law. And in the previous times, if the girl wanted to get married in a rich family, she must be rich as well. Of course, rich with the rich, like in everywhere, I think, in the times.
Okay.
And also, girls had to know some kind of handwork. I mean, embroidering or knitting.
Okay.
Yeah, it was obligatory for the girls because they must to prepare this dowry to the husband's family. So here in the center, you see how grandmother is teaching her grandchild how to read, how to write, because education was really important in rich families. They must be educated, but they were learning at homes mostly. And there is
But in the beginning, they give education in the home.
So yeah, but there was another reason as well. As I told you, Ajara was part of Ottoman Empire, and it was forbidden to learn Georgian language at schools. And that's why, not to forget their own language, they were learning at home secretly.
Okay.
Yeah, and in this way they saved Georgian language in Ajara. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they were learning at home. So that's the head of the family. Man was warrior, so that's why we have weapons on the wall. As you see, these are all real ones. For example, these two guns, they were used at war between Russia and Ottoman Empire in 1877-78. So after this war, Ajara became part of Russian Empire then. We also have here this horn, as you see, but in Georgia it's used as a vessel for drinking wine. But of course it's not for everyday use, it's just for the special occasions when we celebrate something.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you see,
Like
they
a
also,
traditional function.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, and as you see, there are also a lot of valuable things such as gramophone, accordion, Iranian carpets, the most famous in the time. There you see furniture from Romania. So this all means that they could afford to buy such expensive things from other countries. So that's why this is the rich one. But I will show you later middle class family as well, and then we can compare them and see
Okay,
the
what
difference.
is the, I have a question. What is the relation between, because he's using gun for war, right?
Yes.
So what is the connection with the music?
Also the rich families, when they had free time,
Okay.
they were listening and they were singing, because you know the Georgian people love celebrating things, so that's why everyone had mostly rich families, only
Yes,
not the
okay.
middle class.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. So let's wait for her or
Yeah.
continue. Yeah, so as you see here showed how they were making threads from the sheep wool, and they were making it on this spinning wheel, as you see right there. On the wall there are knitted gloves and socks. So for example, 5 gloves, they are about 120 or 30 years old, and then long socks, they are about 30 years old. So what you see on the wall, everything is original. Yeah, so this old stuff Mr. Kemal bought from the people. He was traveling around Ajara and he was buying it from families. But this, for example, the mannequins of the people, stuffed animals, I will show them later, that models of shrines, he made everything by himself. Yeah, so we have loom, as you see here, for carpets, but there's two kind of loom. This one is a horizontal and the big one, but on the wall we have another vertical and the smaller loom as well, but that's mostly for accessories like this kind of belts or scarves, for example. Yeah, and on the wall we have there just small piece of the carpet. It was made in 1812, as it's written in the window. Yeah, it's more than 200 years old, yes. And that's one of the oldest thing which we have in this museum.
It means that carpet is long lasting, right?
Sorry?
Carpet is long lasting.
Yes, yeah. Long lasting, maybe so a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here on the wall you see this embroidery which they were using as a decoration for their houses. They hang it on the wall, for example, like pictures, or sometimes they cover them on a table as well. Yeah, and as I told you, for the girls it was really important to know how to make all this. So that's why they started to learn it at the age of 6, from the early ages. Yeah, so here on the wall you see casual clothes for everyday use that they were wearing in Ajara. On the photos you see as well how they looked in the times. So here we have old iron as well. As you know, you have to put in it hot coals. Yeah. Make
Hot
it
charcoal,
hot.
right?
So hot coal.
Okay.
Yeah, and sewing machine, Zinger, maybe. So that
Singer,
was
I
the most
know, yeah.
famous brand in
Yeah.
the times all around the world. Yeah. So what about textile? In Ajara they were producing mostly wool and silk also, as you see here in the photos. Yeah, because we have a lot of mulberry trees in Georgia. Yeah.
Wow.
But a lot of textile they were bringing from other countries as well. For example, from England, from Syria, and so on. So here is children's corner as well. As you see, we have here toys for the boys and for the girls. So girls, as a future mothers, they had mostly dolls, cradles, as you see. They were knitting or sewing these clothes for their dolls. They were making these small clay figures as well. Yeah.
It means that when the child they will learn to become.
Yes, that's right. And boys, as a future warriors, they had more active toys and weapons as well. For example, you see their bows and arrows, swords, these slingshots, of course. But they even had also the scooter, you can call it scooter. They also had skis and sledges for the snow. You see their woolen balls. So they had really
It means the
big choice.
man need to work hard.
Yeah.
So when the child they will teach like that, right?
Yeah, so men, of course, yeah, because the boys, they were warriors as well, and they were working also into the fields.
මේ බල මේක නම් මාරම ලස්සනයි මේ කියන්නේ පොඩි ළමයිට පොඩි කාලේ ගෑන් මේ තියෙන්නේ ලේඩිස් වලට පොඩි ළමයි එයාලට පුරුදු කරනවා කොහොමද මොකද එයාලා වැඩිහිටියපත් වුණාට පස්සේ අම්මා කෙනෙක් වෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ කාන්තාවගේ තියෙන දේවල් තමයි මෙතන එයාලට පුරුදු කරන්නේ මොකද එයා වැඩිහිටියෙක් වුණාම ඒ ටික කරන්න ඕනේ ඒතකොට පිරිමි ළමයෙක් වුණාම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ ඒ කියන්නේ එයාගේ කාර්යයට අවශ්‍ය දේවල් තමයි කියන්නේ එයා ලොකු වුණාම කරන්න දේවල් තමයි මෙතන එයාලට පොඩි කාලේ නම් පෙන්වන්නේ අපි යන් ඉස්සරහට
So these are Georgian musical instruments. For example, this first one is called panduri. It's like a Georgian guitar, but it has only 3 strings, as you see. One of the most popular musical instruments in Georgia. On the wall, you see that bagpipe. It's like Scottish instrument. So it's made from goat or from sheep leather. And you can see here on the photo how they play it. Yeah, so the next one, there's the flute. It's called salamuri in Georgian. Next to it, they have kemancha, so which is originally Iranian instrument, but in Georgia it came from Greece because Greek people who used to live here, they were playing on it. That's why we have it here. And the last one is a drum. We call it doli in Georgia. Yeah, so even now in Georgia they play on these musical instruments except kemancha. Kemancha it's not so popular anymore in Georgia. Yeah, and every instrument have their own master. Not only one person, it's all of this together. When we finish our excursion, also you can come back here and take photos and videos. It's not a problem. So here on the photos you see mushrooms which grow here in Ajara. On the first board you see mushrooms which are edible. You can eat them even raw without cooking, some of them. In the middle you see poisonous mushrooms. So in the first row there are deadly poisonous.
Yeah, that mushroom is still using in here, right?
Yes.
Because yesterday we went to the restaurant. I saw a big mushroom is there.
Yes, they use it. Georgian cuisine. So on the last board you see mushrooms which are edible as well, but just after cooking. You have to boil or fry them. And down here these are tree mushrooms. They grow on the trees and they use it for example, medicine or different purposes. And here is hunting corner. And so in different wild animals which you have in Georgia still now. So we have bears, as you see, we have brown bears, we have wolf, fox, there are different kind of birds as well. For example, the black one you see crow there. These are quails here. And also we have here this huge trap. Yeah, so this huge trap, this was for catching bears, but not now because now hunting on the animals is forbidden in Georgia. They're protected. Just hunting on the birds allowed, but you need special license for it.
But still that bears in the jungle?
Yes, in Ajara, in the mountains, we have.
We can find, right?
Yeah, they're far away mostly, but yeah, sometimes they're coming close, but it's safe. Yeah. So on the other side you see fishing corner as well. So as you know in Georgia we have the Black Sea and we also have a lot of rivers and lakes. So that's why fishing was always part of our culture. As you see we have fishing net right here. Yeah, that's old scale for fish. Yeah, but now we can say one of the most popular fish are so the trout from the river. Also this mullet, the small fish from the Black Sea, and also this anchovy. This is also from the Black Sea. This is also the small fish. So these are some of the. Yeah,
this is a little familiar to Sri Lanka because we are in island, so we have many fishing.
So here's goldsmith who is making jewelries. As you see, we have their belts, rings, bracelets. I will show also their handmade. This is the really old one, but just one part. As we know, it was a belt. so it's part of the belt. This is from copper and that's from silver.
Okay.
But they use mostly gold and silver in the time. Yeah, and we had the really great masters in Georgia. But on this side also you see just semi-precious stones and minerals which you have in Ajara. And I want to show you the most interesting one. So this is petrified wood. As you see first, this was wood. And then it turned into stone. So this process happened several million years ago after volcano with the reaction with lava. This wood turned into stone. So that's why, as you see, it looks like wood, but you can hold it if you wish.
It's heavy?
It's stone. Yes. No. So
Stone.
But it's a real wood, right?
it's a real one. Yeah, you could see that it was a wood.
Yeah.
See, like a stone.
ඒ කියන්නේ ගිනි කඳුළු ලාවත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා හැදිච්ච මේකක් ඒ කියන්නේ ඒවා එකතු වෙලා mix with the lava, right?
Yes,
Okay.
with the reaction with lava and then after several million years ago. Yes.
Then become like a stone.
Yes.
I think this all same, right? No, different.
No, it's different stones. This is the same. It's also petrified wood, but the other ones are the different. These are some semi-precious stones and minerals.
Okay.
So jasper, for example, chalcedon, pyrite, and so on. Yeah, and now on this side you see middle class family. We already saw the rich one, as you remember. This is the middle class, and we see the difference. Every member of this family is working here, and they didn't have time for education because they were working all the time.
Yes.
And they had just dishes, not musical instruments like in the rich one, but they also had the baklava, for example. Baklava it's a kind of sweet, but it's a traditional Turkish. It's not a Georgian sweet, but it came from Ottoman Empire and it remained in our culture as well.
Okay.
So they also had smoked chickens. You see here beans. They will have cornbread as well. So
Okay.
that's why we call this middle class, not poor family. Yeah, they had house, they had something to eat. They were working. That's why it's not poor. It's middle. So we have also a cradle here for babies. And by the way, this is the cradle of Mr. Kemal, founder of this museum. He grew up in this, so this is his own cradle. And also I have a very interesting question about this. Maybe do you know what are these small things in my hand? How they think? Any ideas?
It's small.
No, it looks like smoking pipe, but it's not. It's something for babies.
Okay. To play.
Sorry?
To play.
No, they use them as a diapers. This was for the boys and this was for the girls. So they
Okay.
fix it on the babies. Under the cradle there was this kind of jar, and
Okay.
then this urine, so from this pipe goes to here, like catheter, we can say,
Okay,
the
yes,
princess.
yes.
Yeah, and the babies, as you see, so they were fixed with belts right here, and they couldn't move. They were lying in the same pose whole day. Yeah, and it was economy of time for the mothers because they did not have to change it every time. They could work, babies were dried, and also if the enemies attack them, they can just grab this cradle and go somewhere and hide. So that's why babies were fixed all the time. It was really
But
hard
this is not
times.
difficult for the baby?
No, because it was better, so because of the hard times. It was, they just laying in the same pose. For modern baby, of course, it's impossible to do something like that. But in that times, it was possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the modern one. It's a cradle of Mr. Kemal's daughter. So 1993.
93,
is
yeah.
written. Yes. Okay, so it's not all, of course. Now we have to continue.
Okay. ඔව්. තව ටිකක් තියෙනවා බලන්න. ඔව්.
Here we have boats, as you see, but they used, of course, as a transport in that time, and still now we use them for fishing. But this one here is a sea boat, because in the sea there are waves, and that's why they were making wider and deeper boats. So in the middle, this one is a river boat.
Okay.
It's wider, but it has flat bottom. So and that in the corner, that's lake boat. So it's a narrow and also with flat bottom. Yeah. So this is the in the middle. This new one, and
one.
Mr. Kemal built it by himself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's not finished, as you see, because he wanted to show process of building boats. They were building it from chestnut wood.
Because that middle boat is similar to Christian, right? You remember
which one?
that middle one?
No, because in the river there are not waves, so
Yeah.
that's why they were making boats with flat bottom.
Okay,
That was the reason. Just.
Okay.
So here's summer house where they produce different milk products. For example, that's cottage cheese. Grandmother is making cheese. That young boy is making sour cream. The using of separator, as you see, and that's the long wooden thing. So on the photo you see the same. That's
okay.
butter maker. So you have to press it inside milk. They shake it and they make butter this way.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are some cows and sheep and goats as you see, but in Nigeria we don't have big cows, we have small because they climb on the mountains, and that's why we have this type of cows. So here's horse riding corner, as you see, we have just equipments, saddles as you see, but that's saddle for men, and this one here is a saddle for women, because as you know in the previous times, women were sitting all on the one side of the horse, so when they were wearing a dress in that case. So there you see a plow as well. It showed on the photo how
Yes.
they were using it for farming.
Farming, yes.
Yeah, but horses were used mostly as a transport or also for fighting. But for farming in Nigeria, they used oxen
Okay.
because they were stronger than horses. And I will show it also later in the building. So here we have this pan. So it was built in 1910, as it's written. And it was used as a fridge. Because inside, under the ground, there was a big hole, and they were keeping inside of it different products.
Like a storage.
Yeah, like
Okay.
storage, like fruits, vegetables, some milk products, and so on. So that was instead of fridge, we can say. But
For-
we have another one, which is very old as well. It was built in 1830. Yeah, but these kind of buildings even now we have in the villages.
Okay.
And on the second floor inside we keep their corn because there's the wind blowing, so that's why it keeps corn dry. That's why we have it on the second floor. And I have one more question. So I think with questions our discussion is more interesting. That's why I'm asking. Of course it's not a test, just for fun.
Okay.
I have the question about that. You see that round wooden things, so that circles in
Okay.
every corner. Yeah. Do you know why? What function do they have? How do you think? Just circles.
It's no idea.
It's connected to the corn. I'll give you a hint. It's connected to the corn.
Like a moving or something?
No. It was like protective mechanism against of mice and rats. The mouse. So they
Okay.
couldn't climb on the second floor and eat corn because they
Oh.
climb like this, but they couldn't climb upside down. So
Okay,
that was
okay.
barrier for them, and they
Yeah,
stopped
yeah.
in that corner. So that's why they couldn't climb on the second floor and eat corn. So it's
Oh,
to
that-
prevent mice from climbing up.
ඒක මාර ෆනි මේකේ මේ බලන්න මේ උඩ තට්ටුවේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම බඩේනකු සහ කියන ඩ්‍රයි ඇට ಜಾති ඔක්කොම වේලන තැනක් ඒක තියෙන හුලම් වදින්න ඕන නිසා හුලම් වැදපු තමයි වේලෙන්නේ මේකට උඩින් මේ ලී වලින් හදලා තියෙන රවුම් ඒක උඩ තමයි උඩ තට්ටු දාලා තියෙන හතරක්ම තියෙනවා ඉතින් ඒ තියෙන්නේ මේ කියපු විදිහට මොනවද මීයන්ගෙන් එක එක සත්තු යන එක නතර කරගන්න මොකද කෙලින් අතර යන්න පුළුවන් නමුත් අනිත් අතර කියන්නේ උඩ අතර කෙනෙකුට යන්න බෑ ඒ නිසා තමයි ඒක දාලා තියෙන්නේ ස්මාර්ට්‍රික්ස් යන්නේ
Yeah, so there we have also a threshing machine for the corn. So someone was standing behind, as you see. Inside there was a corn, and they were pushing on that pedal, and they were separating these corn cereals from each other.
okay.
And then they were making flour with watermill. We also had watermill, and I will show it also later. So there are beehives. But there are two types. So beehive like a box, the modern one we can say, and also we have that round ones for wild bees. And you can see it here how we fix them on the trees or on the rocks because of the bear, because they love honey so much. So
Yes.
that's why we fix them on the high places. That's the main reason.
okay
Yeah, now let's
but
go
it's still that honey they're taking from like that
there. Yes.
Okay.
I will explain it now.
because
We show the process. We have a lot of different honey in Georgia,
Yeah.
but we also have this one, wild honey, which is 100% organic. Yeah, but of course it's
Because
not
I s-
easy to find like the
Yeah.
other ones. Yeah, because it's not so often.
because
like-
I saw when come from the Godavari there are so
Yes.
many places to taste the honey
Yes. But
There's
this is
something
not
special.
a wild honey.
Yeah, I
So
know, I
maybe
know.
there are in some places wild honey. Mostly we have this wild honey here in Najara. So Kedah, for example, it's called the place. So there you can find the real wild honey. So but the other ones, for example, it's called chestnut honey. It has dark color and bitter taste. It's also really good. Not wild, but it's good also. It's
Okay.
organic. Yeah, but this wild one is different because just bees, they
Yes.
make it by itself, so without help of people. So that's why it's organic, and also it has a lot of healing qualities. So that's why in the world there are so few places where wild bees are used for producing honey, and Georgia is one of them. So here show the process. As you see, the master is taking out this inside part from the log. Then they leave this small hole. It's entrance for the bees. But they also have to put inside little bit honey to attract bees. And then they connect two parts together. So after that, they fix it on the trees or on the rocks, as I showed you. So bees are going inside. They make honeycombs by themselves without these frames.
Okay.
And after some time, of course, they open this behind, they take out the half of these honeycombs, they put it in the bag,
Okay.
they squeeze it, and that's the way how we get honey,
Okay.
wild honey.
It's a big process. Okay.
Yeah, and also Georgia is a homeland of honey as well, not only wine. The oldest honey was found in Georgia, so it's proved already. So here's tobacco, as you
Tobacco,
see. So
okay.
growing tobacco in Georgia, they started in 17th century. So now also we produce tobacco, but not for export, just for our country, you
okay.
can say. Yeah. So they showed how they're drying the leaves of tobacco.
Like an internal purpose.
Sorry?
Internal purpose. Yeah, not
Yeah,
export,
I understood. Yes. So they dry it and then they cut it with the using of this small machine. So
Okay.
so even now we can see in the streets how they're selling Georgian tobacco. So this is chuchkala. Maybe have you tried chuchkala? Do you know? what
Yes,
it
yes.
is? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Georgian traditional sweet. Some people call it Georgian Snickers because inside there are nuts and outside it's covered with grape juice with flour. And in ancient times, chuchkala was also a snack, we can say, for soldiers, for warriors, because it's very high calorie product. It gives you energy, and also you can keep it for a long time. So that's why it was snack for soldiers.
But
So these are fruit rolls, so fruit leather. We call it klab in Georgia, and they make it from different fruits, from plum, from apples, and so on.
But
So
this all making from the fruit only, right?
Fruits, yes. The traditional chuchkala it's made from grape juice, but today they use other kind of fruits as well.
Okay.
Yeah, these are different kind of fruits which grow here in Ajara. This one here is to pick up the fruits from the trees.
yes.
It's so high and you can't reach. You
Good
can
idea.
pick easier, and it goes. Yeah, it's inside.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
it's
will
really-
I will
really
use
convenient.
like this in Sri Lanka maybe.
Yeah, it's really convenient thing. Yes.
Yeah. Because it's not getting damage to the fruit, right?
Yes, yeah. So here's farming. As I told you, for farming they use oxen and plow, as you see there. But it was really a long and hard process because in Ajara, the soil is very stony and it's
Yeah.
very hard to work on it. So that's why even now in the mountainous Ajara they use oxen because it's impossible to work with tractors, for example. Yeah. They also had this threshing board for wheat. And you see these empty places that was full of stones. And you see on the photo, someone was standing on this board. They were moving it around on the wheat. And they were separating these wheat cereals from each other. Yeah, so it's like old combine machine, we can say. They also had carts for transportation.
how about now? They're using the machine, correct?
Yeah, now of course combine machine. So and now on this side you see a different type of soil which we have in Ajara but in different places. For example, one of the most fertile, it's the darkest one. See there, it's from Holo because it's rich with minerals. Yeah, down there in Kobuleti, for example, we have soil with clay. But this kind of soil is very good for growing the citrus, for example, or for tea as well. So this is not a,
now? Still they are using for farming?
the soil you
Yeah.
mean? Of course, also even now.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah.
we grow also tea, we grow citrus.
For
yes,
organic.
of course, yes. So here's, it's not slaughtering, everyone think that they killed, but no, of course. So they make horseshoe, but for ox. Because we use them for farming and they also need to protect their hoofs. But ox is very big and strong, so that's why it needs at least 3 persons to catch it and then make this kind of horseshoe. But they have 2, as you see, not like horse, just 1, because they have 2 separated hoofs. So they make it on each. Yes. For horses, as you know, it's very easy process. They have long legs, so that's why they just lift their leg like this. But for oxen, it was much more difficult because they were stubborn and also they have short legs, so that's why they can't lift them. So here showed Georgian tea as well, but first in our country tea culture brought the Chinese person, Lao Jinzhao they call him. So he taught us the right technology, we can say, and then we started producing our own Georgian tea as well, thanks to him. Yeah, and we had these tea seeds. Yeah, these are the seeds which you have to plant in the ground. Then they open up, and then it grows as a bush. So this, you know, these are tea plantations in Georgia. And now, of course, wine. Maybe you already know that Georgia is a homeland of wine. So winemaking in Georgia has started 8,000 years ago. So and that's why for Georgian peoples, wine is not only alcohol. It's the whole history and culture for us. Yeah, and before we start so explaining how we make it, I'll tell you that in Georgia we have about 500 different type of grapes, more than 500. So then we have wine press. We throw inside grapes, and then men with their feet are pressing it. So then this grape juice we keep inside of these clay vessels. It's called kvevri, and these are special vessels which we make just from the special clay. And you can find it only in Georgia only in 2 places. And it's special because this clay contains limestone and small amounts of gold and silver. And this all together takes the role of antiseptic, which is very important because in kvevri there are known about 400 bacteria. So that's why we make it just from the special. So they keep it minimal time. It's a 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, but it's a minimal. If you keep it longer, it will be better. But it depends on the grapes, in the sort of grapes. Yeah, the minimal it's a 6 months. We keep it under the ground. We cover it, of course. It's necessary for fermentation.
They keep it underground.
Under the ground because under the ground temperature is always same, about 13 or 15 degrees. Yeah. So and then from so there's the wine already. Yeah, these leftovers are on the bottom. So we have that special thing there, as you see, to take out the wine from the clay. So we take out, and then this leftovers is left in kvevri. Yeah? So that one we use for making jaja. So jaja, it's also kind of alcohol. It's like arak, like vodka, as you know, but it's very strong.
Local alcohol.
Yeah, the local alcohol.
But illegal.
Yeah. Yes, and it's very strong. It's about 50, 60, or sometimes 80%.
I heard still now they are making jaja.
Yeah, also even now, so in every village they make jaja and wine also in every family. Even my father also. So here's kind of citrus which you have here in the jara. You see there mandarin, lemon, Washington, orange, citron, and grapefruit here. This all we have here in the jara. Yeah, you can see it outside in real. This is our small fruit garden. So here you see just small models of the buildings. The first one is a model of mill. It's a water mill. So there was coming water, was spinning that wheel under it, and inside there were mill stones. And with the energy of water, they were making flour. So in the west of Georgia, they mostly used corn flour because we had corn here. But in the east of Georgia, they used wheat flour. So this is living house, but this kind of houses they were building near to the sea. And because of the water and because of humidity, first floor they were building with stones, as you see, and the second floor with bricks and wood. And they always had such a big houses because there were so big families in that time. Yeah. 3 generations were living together in one house.
Okay.
So that's summer house where they go over in the summer in the mountains. They go here with cows, and then they produce different dairy products for the winter. So they prepare it in advance. And the last one, it's a living house, but in the mountains. And here on the first floor, they have cows inside. It's for cattle. On the second floor, they live, and that small spaces around the building that are toilets. And they had 3 toilets for men, for women, and for the guests separately.
Okay, they're not keeping one toilet.
First of all, yeah, because there was big snow, 3-4 meters, so it was impossible to go outside. There was not canalization system. Yeah, so it was like in the castles, as you know, the principle. And they have animals inside because when animals breathe, they warm up the second floor. So it's like a natural heating system for them. So that's why it's warm inside. see, this is the basket for collecting fruits. We hang it on the tree, on the branch, and when we are picking fruits, we go inside. And because of this conical shape, it is easier to move between branches. It doesn't get stuck in them. So
Okay.
that's why it has exactly this shape. But we have another one here, which you have to carry on your back, yeah, like backpack, you can say. Yeah, so and probably you have noticed that in Ajara so the main material was wood. They were making everything from wood, and of course dishes also. As you see, we have some wooden spoons here. There are wooden boxes in which they were keeping dairy products, but in the salty water, because of course there was no fridges and they used salt to preserve it for a long time. So these are old shoes. They were making it from oaks or from cow's leather.
Yes.
And these are snowshoes. You have to put it on like this. And you have to go down the snow to walk easier on it. Like skis, but just for walking, you can say. So here's cradles again, as you see, but we have different type and different colors of cradles. Yeah, but first in our country, these cradles brought Mongols in the 13th century. Also, they had this, we can call it mobile cradle. So the mothers were going from working into the fields. Baby was here, they fixed them, of course, with the bolts, and then carry with them. So baby carrier.
But still now they are using, no?
This wooden one, no, of course. The cradle as well, maybe somewhere in the mountains, in some villages, they also have this kind of cradles, but in general, no. So he's a master of wood carving, who decorates, makes some ornaments on the wood. So, for example, on the buildings
wood
or
carving,
on the furniture as well, wood carver, yes. And we have some interesting chain here. It looks like metal chain at first glance, yeah, but it's a wooden one, and it's made from one piece of wood. You see, it's not connected; it's just one piece. Yeah, and they were making these kind of things to show their skills, that they were good masters.
Oh, so wonderful.
So here's carpentry as well. We have just different working tools here. And I want to ask you the last question. I promise it's the last one. So baby, do you know what is this? How do you think? So you come from the other side?
Yeah, I think this one using for the hold.
Screw.
Make tight or? No idea.
It's a lock.
Yeah, look, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you made that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't just. Okay.
Because now they are using the steel one, correct?
Yes.
To attach together two wood, something like this.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's locked.
let's see how it works. So in this way, it's already locked.
Yes.
This is the key right here. Now let's see that without key we can open it. Yeah. Now let's make it up, and it's open. Of course, it's inside part of the lock. It was on the door this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close and then open it.
I think this one they are using for the door.
For the door, yes.
Okay.
For the barn as well, to protect it from animals, for example.
Mara ini lock ke?
Oh.
Yeah, and the last one, this is a tanner machine which was working on the water power as well. They put this machine in the river. From the river was coming water, was spinning that wheel right there, and then master with the using of water energy, he was making this kind of wooden dishes. Of course, there was no electricity, but they had water, so they used hydro energy, what they had a lot. They also used clay. I will show it. Also, we have the pottery. So can I ask, how did you find the museum? So someone
No, I checked the Google.
Just Google.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Like everybody.
But when I coming on the way, I'm thinking maybe I'm going the wrong place or something.
Yeah, because it's quite far. Far away.
But finally, I get the good experience.
So Mr. Kemal, the founder of the museum, he is a master of wood carving, and here we have his works as well.
Okay.
So some wooden statues, you can say. The first one is a symbol of wine, because winemaking in Georgia has started 8,000 years ago, as I already told you. So here you see Georgian alphabet, which includes 33 letters, and we have our unique alphabet.
Yeah, we saw the alphabet tower.
Yeah, alphabet tower, yes. And on this you see different sightseeings of Ajara. The first one is the Gonio fortress. It was built by Romans in 1st century. The second one is the King Tamara bridge. The third one is a monastery of Schalta, and the last one is a castle Khikhani. These are
Okay.
all located in Ajara. Yeah, I want to show you also.
Okay. And I want to ask something.
Yes.
Now that one, that is wooden, right?
Yeah.
So they're keeping in the outside. It's raining. It's not
Yeah,
damaged.
the wood, it's the strong one, which you can keep for several years. So that's why it's safe. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know this raining area,
They
no?
made it from the special wood, so that's why it can keep maybe several years. So here's pottery, as you see, from clay. They were making, for example, that's for making butter as
Yeah.
well. On the shelves you see vessels from 17th century. We have water pipes from 19th century, tiles, bricks, wine pitchers, as you see. So here's so blacksmith, as you see, and the principle of this work is the same in every country. I think, as you know, you have to push for this one to make the fire inside.
Yeah.
And then they were making different working and fighting tools as well, like guns.
Oh,
Yeah, and the last one is a stone treating process. So there are mill stones for making flour, and these are front stones of the fireplace, and they are about 200 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to show you also this very important symbol. So Mr. Kamal, this young oak tree planted in the roots of old oak tree, in order to remember our traditions, our culture, so we don't have to forget our past. Yeah, because there is no future without the past.
Yeah,
and
correct.
that means that from old life comes new life. Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the main idea of this museum, not to forget our past.
There's something meaning there.
Yes. Okay, now let's go in the gallery. Please, Mashiro is quite So that's him. I want to introduce you,
Okay.
Mr. Kamal, the founder of this museum.
Okay.
Yeah,
Namaste.
Namaste.
how,
Yes.
so
Hello.
can,
No, it's Namaste, India.
India.
Yeah, I'm Sri Lanka.
Are you? Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
So how
Hello.
you can say
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's
Hello.
Yeah, that's him. I will
That's it.
translate because he doesn't speak English, okay?
Okay.
So that's him when he started creating these exhibits, what we saw inside, in 1986. And then in different years, you see how he was making, for example, these models of shrines, these mannequins of people, boats, chuchela, animals, so the stuffed animals. So you see this, our improvement that he made all of that, what you saw here. Yeah, but the museum exists only 9 years. But he was creating these exhibits for 44 years. Before the museum, he had just collection in one room.
Everything my work. I don't know. I don't try to change.
Yeah, except for that. Yes. Because sometimes also people ask about that. Also, even
Okay.
you did that. Yeah, now he's joking.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and as I told you many times, he's a master of wood carving, and these all are made by him as well. These are his wooden crafts. And I want to show you his self-portrait. He was sitting in front of the mirror, and from the mirror he was carving his face. He made this
Okay.
about 45 years ago. Yeah, on the wall these are his diplomas and awards which he received for these works.
Okay.
Then you see also this all made by him, decorative plates, for example, this cupboard, box, decorative fireplace. Yeah, and also we have here very beautiful the sofa, armchairs, and table. On this whole set, he was working just 6 months.
6
And-
months.
Yeah, 6 months. And he carved on them more than 8,000 ornaments by hand, of course, without any machines.
Handmade.
Yeah, and this is walnut wood. Yeah, on this you see this Georgian warrior dance. It's called Horobi. In the corner you see symbol, which is called Borjgalo, this one. This is symbol of sun and symbol of infinity, something that never ends. You can see that symbol in Georgia everywhere, on our money, on our coins we have it, on our passports as well. And on the name of this museum is also Borjgalo, that's why I have it here.
Okay.
And this is symbol of the moon from Greek mythology. And also I want to show you some vessels for drinking wine for different toasts, which are made by him as well, by his imagination.
Okay.
So this is also made from one piece of wood.
Okay.
And with this you have to drink toast
Two
for
person.
friendship.
Two
For
person.
2 person, yeah,
Okay.
because they're connected with the chain. Also we have this for penalty shot, because you see you can't put it down. So when they give you, you must drink. or for example, if you're late, or if you don't listen to Tamada is a toast maker.
Okay.
So you have to listen to him very carefully. If you don't listen, they can give you this for penalty shot. This is for Jaja, but this is for wine. This all in one. You drink Jaja and then eat soup or something. Don't waste time. Also, when you drink this, so it makes sound, yeah, and it means that no wine is left, and someone must to refill it again.
Yes.
Yeah. So every vessel has its own way.
Yeah.
So this is for lovers, that's for newborn children, because it's part of the cradle, as you see. This is for heroes. This is for our homeland. Yeah, and there on the wall you see 16 type of wood which you used for making these works. This all we have in Georgia, specifically in Ajara.
How did you like museum?
It's very good.
Very good?
Yeah, it's new
Thank you.
experience and we love it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.
It's your first time in Georgia?
No, actually, we came Georgia before last year, but we didn't come this area, Batumi.
In Batumi
Yeah,
first.
but this time we plan to come Batumi because I know many places we can visit.
Yes.
How did you like service guide?
It's very good.
Very, very good?
Very good, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So outside on the balcony we have the souvenirs which are made by Mr. Kemal. These are his author works. So a lot of people were asking what you can write here as a memory. So that's why he decided to make it the symbol which I showed you many times
Georgian
on our
money.
souvenirs. We have also
Georgian passport.
yeah,
My
and
name,
in
surname
case
here.
if you would like to take something, so he's writing his signature on the souvenirs. Yeah, for the memory. Yeah, we have some decorative plates, some kitchen stuff. You see also the cups here for penalty shot which I showed you. Candle holders also we have. So the price starts from 15 lari and up. If you're interested, of course,
Internet
you
site,
can check this out.
information
Yeah, we will give you
museum.
this brochure.
Okay.
So if you'll share your comments or reviews about this place, it will be very good for
Yeah,
us.
sure,
And
sure.
Thank you
I
in
will.
advance.
And also, thank you very much for you, and you are
Thank
very
you.
good explain, and
Thanks so
we
much. Yeah,
we
and
get more idea about
thank
this.
you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Thank you
so
very much. Yeah.
Yeah, and also at the end,
Present,
so we
present.
have artificial waterfall
Okay.
here. Yeah, let's wait just 1 minute.
It's the last one.
1,
Yeah, it's the last
2,
part.
3, 4.
Wow. So I have here in Sri Lankan money. Okay. Come. Okay. This is a 50.
But it's a small, it's 50.
No, it's okay. No, no, it's not too much. No, no. Okay, this is
I don't know.
this is 100.
Uh-huh.
This is 50.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So thanks so
Yeah.
much.
Let me check friends.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
වගේ තියෙනවද කෙලි කාලක්?
තියෙනවා. කාලක්.
So this is musical instrument, yes. So this is the traditional clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
This is for a Kuwait money. It's not big amount, but this is more.
So these two are Sri Lanka.
This Sri Lanka, this
Okay.
for Kuwait.
Yeah, okay, this is good. Oh, thanks so much.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it. So thank you again. It was so nice to meet you.
Yes.
So have a nice day. Nice trip in Georgia.
You too, yeah.
Yeah, so I hope it's not the last time and you will be
Yeah.
back here.
Actually,
again.
when I see the front, maybe I'm thinking I'm lost. But lastly, we.
Yeah. Okay, thank
Okay,
you again.
thank
you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
මාර විශේෂ දෙයක් මොකද මෙයා අපේ ලංකාවේ සල්ලි.
Yeah, so he wants to give you this
Okay.
as a gift of memory. So you helped us as
Okay.
well with that money.
Okay,
So now
yeah.
we want to give you
Yeah.
his handmade
Okay.
So just a moment, he will show you. Don't hurry.
Okay.
Collection of money.
Okay, okay.
For
Right.
you, please.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you very much for that. Actually, we don't accept what you give, no? So I don't want to ignore.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, the higher Sri Lankan money.
Now, yeah, he will let the Sri Lankan money.
Okay.
Ramdani? It's just 20%. It's
Aha.
not all.
Okay, okay. මෙයාගේ හොබි එක තමයි මේ මනි එකතු කරන එක. ඉතින් අපෙත් සල්ලි ඉල්ලුවා මම ශ්‍රී ලංකන් මනිත් දුන්නා. Can you show me one more time? මට පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් මනි එක. Just show me the small one. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah. No, wait. No, just show. Just no, just show like this.
Okay.
Because I want to show Sri Lankan money is there. So there's Indian money and Sri Lankan money is there. Okay. This for a Philippine, right? Yeah. See on අපේ ලංකාවේ සල්ලිත් ජෝර්ජියා වල තියෙනවා.
ඔය අකල් කොපිලා. කොන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාස් පොලේ. So now let's you give
Okay.
giving him Sri Lankan money. So I think he also have to start a YouTube channel.
This for Kuwait money.
Thank you.
Okay. This for Sri Lankan money.
Thank you.
Okay. 50.
Two thank
And this
you.
for 100.
Three thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Huh?
Okay.
Goodbye. Thank
Goodbye.
you. Goodbye.
රයිට් ඔන්න මියුසියම් එකේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකත් ඉවරයි. මම හිතන්නේ ඔබට තේරෙන්නේ නැති. හරිම ලස්සනයි. ඉතින් මෙතන මේ නැචරල් වෝටර්ෆෝල් එකක් විදිහට හදලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපිට ඒකත් බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. රයිට් එහෙනම් මම වීඩියෝ එක අවසන් කරනවා මේ මියුසියම් එකේ ඉඳලා. දැන් අපි බතෝමි සිටි එකට යන්න ඕන, මෝල් එකට යන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් සියලු දෙනාට ජය වේවා. විල්ලංකා ට්‍රැවල්ස් YouTube channel එක subscribe කරන්න මේ වගේ ලස්සන වීඩියෝ බලන්න. ජය වේවා.